The woman on the bus witnessed a plane crash from high in the sky, plummeting into the mountains nearby. She told the driver they needed to go and help immediately, but the driver insisted he saw nothing and refused to drive any further. Left with no other option, she got off the bus and ran toward the crash site. After climbing over the entire mountain, she didn't find any wreckage. Instead, she discovered a large, mysterious chamber covered by a transparent glass dome. She slowly placed her hands on the glass, and suddenly both the glass and her body began to glow red hot until she passed out from the heat dot. When she woke up, she found herself lying in her own bed, unsure if everything that had happened was a dream or reality. The next day, she received a phone call from her dance instructor, urging her to come to class immediately. At first, the rehearsal went smoothly, but when Andy looked in the mirror, she saw something disturbing. Her reflection had turned into a black woman. Just as Andy was trying to make sense of what she was seeing, her reflection began violently smashing its head against the wall. Andy screamed in terror, drawing the attention of everyone around her, but when she turned to explain, the reflection in the mirror had reverted to normal. Andy rushed home and confronted her husband, demanding to know why they were living in this strange place. She questioned why all the men had the exact same daily routine and what their jobs really entailed. Her husband refused to answer, saying everything was a business secret. He insisted that she must be having some kind of mental breakdown and immediately called a psychiatrist to treat her. However, after a series of tests, the doctor found that Andy was perfectly sane. After the doctor left, Andy finally exploded in frustration. She couldn't stand this bizarre life anymore and decided she had to leave. But suddenly, two security guards in red uniforms appeared and forcibly took Andy away. When she woke up again, she realized she still had all her memories from the previous day. She got into a huge argument with her husband and, in the heat of the moment, accidentally threw a glass at him. Afterward, Andy stormed out into the street. All the men stared at her in horror, while the women looked on in confusion. Andy got into her sports car and sped off. It wasn't long before she arrived at the place where the men worked. She placed her hands on the wall, and in an instant, Andy crossed over into the real world.